Hi guys, it's ASBYT, and every single year the latest Samsung Galaxy Note phones and the latest iPhone models are two of the most popular flagships of the calendar year. So in this video we're going to be looking ahead to the Note 20 series and the iPhone 12 series as well, with all of the latest breaking leaks and rumours to see which phone you might be excited for and which one you might want to go and buy. Let me know in the comments which phone you think is going to be better. So firstly, let's look at the two series as a whole. According to the latest information, the Note 20 series is going to largely follow the same footprint as the Galaxy S20 range, meaning a Note 20, Note 20 Plus and Note 20 Ultra, with early indicators suggesting that the prices will start from the same $900+ US or even higher, because of course the latest chips from Qualcomm are more expensive to buy for the manufacturers this year than last year. More on specs in a second. If we jump to the iPhone, there has been strong recent rumours that we will see 4 new handsets up from the 3 we saw last year. So the standard iPhone 12 and larger 12 Max, the 12 Pro and 12 Pro Max. Leaks suggest that these 4 devices will have starting prices of $649 US, $749 US, $999 US and $1,099 US respectively. Now in terms of design, starting with the iPhone 12 series, it looks like we're going to see a much squarer finish than its predecessor, as seen in the recent leaked models that case manufacturers are sent. In this footage shared by Everything Apple Pro, which appears to show the iPhone 12 and 12 Max, you can clearly see the volume rocker and alert switch in the traditional locations, with a larger camera bump than last year, and surprisingly, or not, depending on the way you look at it, the same size notch as the last 3 flagship iPhones. Supposedly, the Pro models are due to have a slightly smaller notch, but we'll wait on that one. The standard iPhone 12 will measure at just 5.4 inches in size, so for those of you that crave one of the latest iPhones but a smaller unit, then this is going to be great for you. We've also had supposed inlay molds of the Note 20, which suggest a very similar camera arrangement as the S20 series, with the position also being at the top left-hand side in a rectangular format. The phone as a whole also looks as expected, squarer in design than the S20. One crucial thing here is the fact that the volume rocker and the power buttons have been moved to the right-hand side from the left-hand side that we saw on the previous generation, which makes perfect sense to me as they will be far more accessible for a right-handed person, which make up, I think, 90% of the population. I mean, according to Wikipedia anyway. This design is also backed up by information from notorious leaker Ice Universe, who has recently tweeted more images of supposed leaked images of cases and dropped some features and key specs as well. So apparently we're due to see the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 Plus in the US and China, even though this chip hasn't actually been officially announced yet, or the equivalent Exynos chip in the UK, Europe, etc. We're also due to see Quad HD Plus resolution and 120Hz refresh rate, but crucially, they're both going to be able to be on at the same time, something you can't do on the S20 range and something that Samsung got a little bit of flack for. Now, all of this seems great, but kind of what we expected. But one new feature which could have a massive effect is the apparent introduction of LTPO AMOLED displays, which basically means the refresh rate can technically vary from 120Hz when needed all the way down to 1 Hz, which of course could be a huge benefit on battery life. Quite how Samsung will implement this is yet to be seen, but it's certainly exciting. Ice Universe has also suggested the side bezels, forehead, chin and punch hole cutout have all been reduced further, which is pretty impressive considering how beautiful the Note 10 series looked. Still a big fan of this phone. Now, one leak that I'm a bit mixed about is the fact that Ice Universe has suggested that the Note 20 range are going to have curved displays like we saw on the Note 10 range, compared to the flatter displays that we've seen introduced this year on the S20 range, which if it did happen, I would find personally a little bit strange. Using the S Pen on a flatter display would surely be easier, so if Samsung were going to flatten one device this year, it would surely make more sense to be the Note. The fact the S20 range moved to a flatter display would lead me to believe that they were planning the same for the Note range, but I'm not the cat, and Ice Universe's leaks have been pretty on point in recent times. And speaking of cats, I still think I've got a better one, just saying. Comment below whose cat's better, Ice Kitty or Dotty. Now the Note 20 range may also see the introduction of UFS 3.1 storage, which apparently Samsung have been ramping up mass production for. It can apparently triple write speeds from UFS 3.0, which would be insane. So early indicators for the Note 20 range look amazing, but the iPhone 12 range looks pretty juicy too, although most of them by the looks of things will be saved for the Pro models. Those Pro exclusives are the 120Hz ProMotion OLED display, optical camera zoom, and new Lidar sensor as seen on the iPad Pro. This of course is great for sensing depth and space and designed predominantly for use with AR and gaming. It's not yet known whether the new Lidar sensor will be utilised in the future for portrait mode on cameras and improving blurry backgrounds or the bokeh look, which the iPhone 11, in my opinion, or the iPhone 11 series, wasn't great on. The standard iPhone 12 and 12 Max will miss out on these, but will get the same primary camera sensor and the same A14 Bionic chip, and they will also crucially gain the OLED display technology this year from the LCD on the iPhone 11. So a couple of new potential camera features for the iPhone 12, but don't be so shocked if we see largely the same camera setup on the Note 20 series as we saw on the S20 series. Samsung changed so much camera-wise with the S20 series that it would be hard to believe there will be any real radical changes in the Note series, which have largely mirrored the S line in recent years. Oh, and of course we always get a brand new S Pen feature every year. Let's just hope it's slightly better than the gestures of the Note 10. Release dates. A small unconfirmed rumour is that the Note 20 series will be launching on August the 5th, whereas Apple have pretty much always delivered their flagship iPhone from September onwards. There has been strong talk of the iPhone 12 range being delayed due to the current global pandemic, but again, no confirmation on that as of yet. If you have any leaks or rumours on the brand new Note 20 or iPhone 12 series, feel free to drop me a DM on Instagram, or you can contact me on Twitter, etc. Like and share this video if you enjoyed it and found it helpful. Subscribe and hit the notification bell if you love everything. Just do the ting. Ting! I can't say ting! I'm nowhere near cool enough to say ting. Subscribe if you love everything tech, breaking tech news, unboxings, reviews. I love you and leave you. I'll see you in the next one. ASBYT, peace out.